Today is the first day of the Hebrew month of Adar Sheni, the second Adar. We were told, the rabbis tell us, Keshem, just as the month of Av enters, which is a sad month, we decrease our joy. When the month of Adar enters, we increase our joy. This is the month of Purim. It's a joyous month. The question is, why that comparison to Av? What does Adar have to do with Av? I imagine someone says, just like you're sad when you go to a funeral, you have to be happy when you go to a wedding. I hope you'll be happy there tonight at that wedding. We know what we have to do at a wedding. There's no need to compare it to a funeral and mention that connection. What's the connection? The Rebbe explains that it's not just a connection superfluous, to give some kind of a reference. The Rebbe says that when a Jew is happy in the month of Adar, he has the power to cancel out the month of Av. That all the negative that is in your life, you have the ability to cancel it and do away with it through an increase in joy during this month. We all are watching what's happening in the world as we speak. Our brothers and sisters of the Ukraine are in peril. They're refugees. Over 1 million Ukrainians are now refugees all over the surrounding countries. Among the Jewish communities, there are thousands and thousands of refugees. 100 to 200 shluchim in the I think 100 or 200 shluchim in Ukraine. They're bussing out people to safety, and they've saved thousands of Jews and continue to tend to them in the surrounding countries where they set up shop as refugees. What a terrible time to witness. Who could have ever thought of this? But what's the answer to this? How could you be joyous? The answer is, if you want to do away with Av, you want to do away with the sadness of the Jewish story, and we're living through some real sadness right now, some real hardships for our brethren in the Ukraine. If you want to help them and you want to do away with it, the way to do it is with joy. Just like the decrease of joy in the month of Av, you want to really get rid of Av, increasing your joy in the month of Adar. So there's not the comparison, but it's a relationship. It has the power to cancel out all the negative. I'm hoping, and I'm very hopeful, that will bring the salvation for the Jewish people and for all peoples of Ukraine. We are in the month of Adar. It says in the Megillah of Purim that this was the month. First of all, in the story of Purim, how fast did it happen to turn around? In an instant. In one party that Esther made for Achashverosh, everything turned around. The Megillah refers to the whole month as a month of V'nahapoch, of a Chodesh Asher Ne'apach, a month where everything was transformed from darkness into light, from negative into positive. It was an instant change, and the whole month was affected. So we enter this month today with the hope that we should be able to celebrate Purim and hear good news out of Ukraine, where these refugees and these shluchim and these rabbis and their communities came back to Ukraine to be able to celebrate Purim. I hope, and they have trust. We have to increase our trust, increase our joy, and that will help them. And we hope and pray that this is the month that everything will be turned around, just like in the ancient Persia, when the Jews had their salvation here too. In our modern day, we should have a modern day Purim, where the Jewish people are back to normal. The whole Ukraine is back to normal, hopefully. We should hear about it instantly. It doesn't have to take long. God can do it in a minute. He did it back then for the Jews at Purim in a minute. He can do it now as well. And for you, my dear friends here in the United States, in Florida and Weston, you can do a lot for them. Donate to their campaigns, because they need your fine finances now, and give yourself do a little bit of spiritual work for them as well. Do another mitzvah, light candles, put on tefillin, learn a little Torah. Just have them in mind in your spiritual and prayer, and you can help them a great deal. Be happy, give a little charity to or a lot, whatever you can do for their campaigns, and do a little mitzvah for them. That will go a long way, and with a lot of trust in God, we will celebrate Purim together with them in their communities, us in our communities, but with unity and with happiness and with ultimate joy. Shabbat Shalom.